So, I got some good news. Actually, I'm about to become an uncle again. My older brother's about to have a little baby girl, and I'm so excited because, you know, I love nieces and nephews because they're totally not your kids, you know? It doesn't matter what they do, they're not yours. So they could just be over there like setting the carpet on fire or something. You're just like, hey, your kid's supposed to be doing that? But, you know, I have two little nephews right now, and they're just the funniest little kids because they're just so smart. And I'll give you an example of that. Like the other day, my brother, you know, he decides in all his genius mentality that he's going to he buys one of these little crossbows, right? You know, the little plastic ones, not like the Nerf ones that shoot the foam darts, but the ones that shoot the little plastic ones with the suction cups on them that really hurt, you know? I'll tell you about that later. So after my brother had tested this gun thoroughly, he decides, you know, big genius that he is, to give this to his 4-year-old son, who happens to have a 2-year-old brother. Can't see that going south. So basically, you know, as the only, you know, responsible one in the family, his wife goes up and decides to instruct these kids on what you're supposed to shoot with this. She's like, okay, so you can't shoot people. You're only supposed to shoot things like, you know, targets, like elk and deer and ducks and stuff like that. And the kid's like, oh, okay. Turns to his little brother, hey, pretend to be a deer. True story. I'm not kidding. You remember playing pretend? Wasn't that like the funnest game ever, I swear? Because like a bunch of little 6-year-olds get together out on the playground, they're just like, all right, we're gonna play Jurassic Park. They're just like, okay, so I'm gonna be a Tyrannosaurus. How a 6-year-old can say the word Tyrannosaurus, I've never understood. They can't say the word backpack, but Tyrannosaurus is in there. It's like, oh, I'm gonna take my backpack, I'm gonna be Tyrannosaurus. Because it's cooler, of course. And the other kid, like Timmy over here, he's all like, well, I'm gonna be a raptor. And the kid over here, Johnny, he's all like, well, I'm gonna be a Power Ranger. We saw them all on TV, it made sense. So, you know, you get into it, and of course when you're doing these little role-playing games, you just like, you have to call out everything you're doing, otherwise nobody has any idea what you're doing. So just like, I'm gonna bite you, and the other kid's like, well, I'm gonna jump on your neck and bite you, and he's like, well, I'm gonna tail whip you. It's like, ah. So the kid's all like, and the Power Ranger's over here just doing his thing with his sword, and he falls down a couple of times. I saw the show, right, you know? So, like falls down a couple of times, and then eventually somebody does something out of character, and the guy's like, you can't do that, you can't do that. And there's a bunch of little playwrights to get together because somebody's acting wrong. And they're like, you can't do that, you can't do that. And she's like, well, you can't headbutt a Tyrannosaurus because he's like way bigger. Oh, well, I want to change then. Maybe I'll be a raptor that's a little bit bigger. And I want some laser guns on my back. And the Tyrannosaurus is like, well, I want a bazooka on my back. And the Power Ranger's all like, well, I want a super ultra mega sword thing. And I'm just like, okay, so how these weapons get on the backs of these dinosaurs, we don't know. But thanks to television, this is all possible. So, you know, they get back into it and everything and just have a great old time. Wouldn't it be great if we could still pull stuff like that, playing pretend? You know, you could just be out on like a date or something, look over at the girl. Okay, you're gonna pretend to like me. And I want a laser gun. But you know, it was so great to have those like little simple times, because everything's complicated nowadays. I mean, even giving directions to people is complicated. It's just ridiculous. You ever try and give directions to somebody who just doesn't get it? You know, you just, like, the other day I was just walking down the hall and some guy walks up to me. He's all like, hey, do you know where the office is? I'm like, the office is down there and through that door. He's like, through that door? No, down there and through that door. He's like, oh, okay. Should I knock before I go in? No, you don't need to knock. Just go ahead and go on in. Well, maybe I should knock. No, don't walk. Knock. Just go on down through that door. Through that door? No, down through that door. He's like, oh, okay. Well, what if they're busy? Well, then they'll tell you to wait. So just go down there through that door. He's like, through that door? No, down there through that door. Go, thank you, goodbye, goodbye. Okay, goodbye, thanks. It's like, you know, it's stuff like that that really makes me doubt public education, I swear. That guy was one of the teachers. That's all I got for you, thanks.